Hey there, Libra. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I am doing a summer Lovin reading. I thought that would be fun. I'm using the Fairy Tarot by Doreen Virtue. All that is down below. Also, information on how to order a personal reading. I still have a reading sale going on. All my readings are $1 a minute, which is almost half of what I normally charge. So I'm having a blast connecting with you guys if you're interested. Oops. Sorry for my wrinkled cloth. I'm outside. I wanted to have something to put the cards on. Ooh, so you came out with a nice passionate card right at the top, the Eight of Wands. A very small amount of you may be trying to decide if you should move for someone. Whoa. Wow. Definitely a leap of, wow. Wow. Yeah. So at the bottom of the deck is this Two of Spring, which is the Two of Wands. And that is a card about making a decision. Or so some of you, if you've been dating, I'm sorry, I'm getting tons of stuff coming in. So take a deep breath and try to not get too scattered. So for some of you, maybe you've been dating and you've have like a couple people that you really like, and you're really realizing it's getting serious enough to a point where you have to make a choice, because for you it's not acceptable to be dating two people at the same time that you when you're feeling a strong connection. But it's tough because you're like, well, what if it doesn't work out with this person? Then I've let this other really great person go. And I mean, this is a very happy problem if you're in this situation. But it's also one thing you have to think about, like, I think most people would want to be around someone that when they're around them, they don't expend, like, all relationships are work, but you're not expending a lot of energy, like, because the Two of Wands is energy, passion, inspiration, which is great, but we only have a finite amount of energy. So you want to be with someone where when you're with them, you're charging your batteries. It's not draining your energy. Right smack in the middle is the Chariot. And this is saying, hey, you can have the love life that you want, but you have to not sit around and this is totally me, not sit around and wait for it to come to you, wait for someone to drive up and knock on the door and say, hey, that's not going to happen. But it's really more about taking charge in the sense that really knowing yourself and knowing what you value and what you want in another person, and then sort of going for it. You have this leap of faith card. This I know someone who is really into climbing, and she has like a group on Facebook or something, and one of the guys in the group was like, hey, does anyone want to go climbing today? And she didn't know him, but she knows all the people in the group. And she was like, yeah, I'll go climbing with you. And they were the only two that actually went that day. And now they're dating. So, they have something in common. They have mutual friends. And that was a really, really great way to meet someone who, shares an interest and a passion. But for her to just type that back and say, hey, yeah, I'll go climbing with you, was a big leap of faith for her. I just saw 444. So that's what's going to be. I don't even know where to begin because you have so many good cards. Right off, it's like once you open up to love, I mean, that's half the thing. Once you are like, I am open to it. And I think people think, okay, I'm open to love. I'm just going to go for it. There's a difference between going for it and taking a leap of faith and being reckless with your heart or ignoring the warning signs. Like, that's not the same thing. And in a job and a relationship, you never really know how it's going to go till you're in it for a while, right? But don't. So this is just saying, it's okay to dive in and just see where it goes. You're going to be okay. This is arrows of love too, some people say, and just a lot of something happening very quickly. So the caution with this card is it's not a negative card at all, but sometimes we've wanted something really badly, but then when it happens, it feels like it's happening really, really fast. And sometimes we self-sabotage and we panic and we're like, we squelch it because even though we wanted it forever, when it's actually here, it feels very sudden. And so this is just a caution that when it does start happening, not to self-sabotage because you're a little bit panicked, but sort of surrender and allow it to come, allow it to happen. This is going to be a real ending of one chapter in your life and something really new. I feel like you're really the way you're going to approach this relationship and what you're going to be in it is going to be very different than how you did in the past. Like, you've really learned a lot of lessons, and yeah, it's like you're not going to bring all your past baggage into it. You're going to take this person at face value, be communicative. It's going to be like an adult relationship. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It's going to be really a new way of interacting, or this person is going to be the first person that really is a man or a woman. Like, it's a grown up, no matter how old you are. It's like they're the games aren't there, the all that stuff. Like, oh, are they going to call me? Are they not going to call me? None of that stuff. And sometimes some of that stuff can be, it can give a little thrill. So some people can be a little bit like, oh, a relationship isn't excited if I'm not waiting for them to call or wondering what's going on and all that stuff. But I think you're both realizing that really is not. Sorry, I'm trying to get the sun out of my eyes. The sun's just rising and it's getting right in my eyes. Sorry about that. It's going to be everything you wish for. So be careful what you wish for. No. But do make sure you're wishing for the right things. I mean, I know a lot of times the beginning of relationships are all about passion and what a person looks like. And that, again, may be the difference in this. It's going to be someone that you have a lot in common with, and the attraction grows as you get to know the person. So maybe at first sight, they might not be your typical type, or you might not be like, oh my God, they are so hot. But, a lot of really hot people, I'm not saying that's not a good looking person, but a lot of good looking people can quickly become not so attractive because of their personality, and vice versa. Once you get to truly know what a person is made of, that attraction can really grow to a depth you never knew. So again, sort of the fireworks and the passion that may have in the past been what you think a relationship is about, you're just starting to understand on a much deeper level this time. And there's give and take. You just have so many good cards. It's hard to. It's a balanced relation. Not all relationships are completely balanced. I mean, that's just not the way it is. But you feel mutually supported. Sometimes one of you is helping out a little more or vice versa, and it really works. Like, you both really feel supported. You could also meet this person, maybe like volunteering at a charity event, or if you do like those color splash runs, or I see it. I keep getting back to like, or out walking your dog, doing something that you like, getting out there, some sort of shared interest keeps coming to mind. And then you have the happily ever after card. So you have the wish card and the happily ever after card. So that's pretty amazing. But just remember, everyone's happily ever after isn't always the same. So that's why you're going to meet someone that with that shared happily ever after. I mean, not everyone wants to get married and have kids and live in the suburbs and have, a big house and all that stuff. I mean, some people may want to travel, and some people may not believe in marriage, but totally believe in a committed long-term relationship and things like that. So you find someone where you're on the same page. It's like you just really click. You could also meet this person at school, or studying. God, they could be a teacher. That just popped into my head. Or teacher student, like maybe you had met them in a class. Yeah. But I don't think it's inappropriate. Like, I think it's not like your college professor. It's more like a yoga instructor, or something like that, or a personal trainer, or I don't know. It's definitely something. So if you're not, if you're not active, I mean, it could, if you like take a painting class, or whatever. If you do Meals on Wheels, something like that, where you may meet this person. So I just see, as far as love, now if you're in a relationship, these types of readings tend to be more for single people. But I see you, I mean, you may be like, this, giving your relationship like a makeover, or really turning a new leaf. Maybe you go to therapy and you're just like, we really need to have those tough conversations. And if both of you are really committed to the relationship working, it should bring you, again, that depth. Like, maybe your relationship was super passionate when you started, and it sort of faded, and then some of the friction came up, right? Because you hadn't really talked about kids and how you deal with your finances and all of those like deep-seated things, values, things you really want, but maybe you don't tend to talk about when everyone's all hot and heavy in the beginning. And now you're having those discussions and working through that, and really finding actually you really do have a depth. And if you don't, maybe closing that chapter and having learned a lot from that experience, that in my next relationship, it doesn't mean on your first date you're like, how many kids do you want? What do you feel about religion? How do you, but that's something that those conversations need to occur sooner than later, if you're getting into a serious relationship, like that level again of maturity. So really figure out what you want, and go after it. Maybe it's someone you want. Maybe you have been friends with someone, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm like in love with this person. And really just sort of, again, telling them how you feel, and being upfront about it, and no games, and just really putting yourself out there. And I think you'll have surprisingly amazing returns. All right, Libra, wow. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.